Hi, good morning. Here I continue my tarot study with Tarot Guidance by TarotOracle using the Waterfall Tarot. Okay, this book is amazing. It's got so much information. It can be a little bit overwhelming if you're trying to sort of get a lot of information out of it at once. So I find the best way for me, now it might not work for everybody, but this is what works for me, is to just do a spread. Whoops, and a card just flew out. And it's the Three of Cups. So what I want to do is look at the Three of Cups to start with. So let's have a look at the Three of Cups completely. Let's have a really good look at the Three of Cups. So if I'm just doing the one card for there we go, Three of Cups. Let's have a really good look at the Three of Cups. Okay, your Three of Cups is friendship, cheating, celebrations, and networking at work. Okay, so we're going to be talking about, maybe for us, our first thought was maybe about spending time with like-minded friends. Could be a party, a celebration of something, depending on, of course, the context of the question. Okay, let's see what other cards come out in the reading. And we get the Sun card with it. Okay, so we know, so it must talk about some sort of celebrations, friendships, feels very positive because you've got the Sun card there as well. So let's have a look at the Sun. Yeah, here we go, the Sun card. It's the big golden shining light. The good news card of the Sun is possibly the most powerful of all of them. Our next page will discuss the differences between our good news and, but for now, let's say the Sun shines brightly across all the other cards in the spread. For a conclusion to an issue, the World is just an obviously a better card. However, the Sun wins. The illumination can't really be overstated because it serves so many purposes. So it just feels like it's very, very positive, isn't it? Yes, here we see we've got Three of Cups is celebration, success, good news, celebration, success in a particular matter, and then you've got the Sun shining on the situation. So it tells us that there's some good news, isn't it? There's a reason to celebrate. Feels like everything's sort of really cool. I just feel like everything's really positive in that aspect. So it's interesting, isn't it, how these two cards reinforce each other. And then we have the Nine of Wands. So this feels like a sort of a keep going, perseverance type energy. So let's have a look. What does T.O. talk about in the Nine of Wands? Nine of Wands. What's his interpretation? I got knocked down. I get knocked down, but I get it back up. So this is about getting back up again. So it's like, again, you just keep going. The 9 represents a break from conflict, where it's time to learn upon the things that you can trust and understand, and preparing for future battles. The injured warrior within this picture has a traditional lean that you see throughout history with many wars and conflicts. It is represented by a soldier leaning on their shield, horse, or even sword, and basically taking a break, but standing ready just in case, that degree of preparation. So it feels like there's a lot of preparation yet to do. So even though there's some good news and stuff going on, there is some stuff that still needs to be done. There could be some challenges lying ahead. So that sort of really gets you sort of really thinking about, yes, things look good, there's a reason to celebrate, but yet there could be some battles ahead, there could be some challenges. There is a chance for you just to, you've got to keep going. You've got to be ready for whatever lies ahead, ready for you. So when you look at the book, it does give you that little bit extra to sort of work on. It's good to sort of, especially when you're studying for yourself. I mean, it's okay when you're doing a reading for someone else, you're not going to go through the book. But when you're studying and you're learning the cards, this is a great way to really get more information. Now, it's not about memorizing it. You're just going to be learning. The more you do it, the easier it will become. The practice, practice, practice. Now, he's got a little symbol here with the 9 of Wands. So let's have a look at what a symbol means. If you've got the book, you'll be able to go through it. So it's defensive, okay, reactive, things slow down, time to plan ahead and take a break. So yeah, so this is telling, so this card here tells us it's about, like, even though things are going really, really well and there's good news and it's reason to celebrate, it is important that things will sort of slow down a little bit, but it's also about taking time to plan ahead. That's what I think it's really telling us, that there are things that we need to do to plan ahead. So that's interesting. That talks about planning ahead. Doesn't do it with all the cards. But it's certainly. Oh, and then you look at the elementals. So we've got cups moving into wands, basically. So you've got fire, you've got water, so water and wands. So water is cool, but fire and water are cold. Cups next to wand. Okay, so fire and water are cold. Okay, so fire. So if you go through the book and talk about elemental dignities, okay, it talks about fire and water. The firefighters will put out the fire using water. So these two elements are enemies. For example, a cups card next to the wands card, we would pay the least amount of attention during our reading to these elements next to each other and focus more on warm, lukewarm, of course the biggie hot. So that's quite interesting to sort of look at in some way. Certain cards, okay, so elemental dignities. Certain cards go together, sort of like good friend being around you instead of strangers. They energize the reading, excite things and get the flow going when they're around. Inter-elemental dignities, there are 4 categories to choose from. Hot, same elements together such as group of cup. Warm, lukewarm, and finally cold, sort of like enemies, more like they don't blend well together. Oh, I see. I see. Okay, I get that now. Okay, so the next thing to look at is tarot card counting, laying out many cards in a row and skipping between them by a card assigned. Pages 7 notes, aces of 5, full hanged man and judgment of 3. Okay. There's so much to really sort of get your head around. It does take a bit of practice just going through it. So yeah, it does sort of give you a little bit, lots to think about. Sorry, I'm flicking through the book and having a look at different things. So anyway, that's it for today. Don't forget to check the links down below, check the links on my channel, like, subscribe, and ring the bell for the notifications. Take care and blessed be.